Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm joined today by the visual artist, Steve Allison. Steve, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great too. Thank you for joining me. And Steve, I'm really looking forward to sharing some of the beautiful visual artwork that you've created. Okay, if we tune into some of those pieces now?
Yeah, please, let's give them a look.
All right, I love it. Okay, everyone, let's tune in now to the visual artwork of Steve Allison.
Steven Allison is the next artist that we'll be interviewing for our video series. Born and raised in Phoenix, he's a student and local artist. Steven is a senior this year at Arizona State University, where he's pursuing a bachelor's degree in fine arts. Before becoming an ASU student, Steven earned an associate's degree in digital arts from Mesa Community College. We've been showing Steven for a few months now, and his work has proven to be very popular. He's a very versatile artist, using a variety of mediums and techniques. Almost all of Steven's work includes the theme of connection, whether it's connection to oneself, culture, life, death, and others.
Hey, Steve, beautiful work, man. I really appreciate sharing it with everybody. Thank you. Listen, can I ask you a question, man? Where are you from and how did you become a visual artist?
So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. So funnily enough, that it's for the FENIX360 app interview.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. But what got me into wanting to be an artist at all was I was just a huge comic book nerd. I was a big video game nerd, cartoons, everything. I still watch a lot of cartoons. So originally I wanted to be like a concept artist, a animator, that kind of thing, a lot more media-based art, or I guess I should say like, big corporate media like Disney art, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And just as I got older, I kind of realized I wanted to like tell my own stories, do my own visuals. I don't want to have an art director telling me what to do or like drawing Batman a million times till I die. So as fun as that sounds, I just kind of started floating into a more personal style of art. And that's when I got into like oil painting, watercolor, and ink, and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's cool, man. And, so coming from Phoenix and that marketplace, did you have any traditional art training or any kind of schooling, or was this something that was just your self-taught?
I was basically completely self-taught till I went to college. And I think it's a super noticeable difference because my art was pretty basic high schooler, anime, like super stiff. And then I started going to art school, and that's when things, really took up a notch or so.
That's really cool. What happens, you got the passion plus the discipline creates in essence this art form now that, is really expressive and really uniquely your own. But speaking of which, like, school, but you also had some other influences, I expect, like other artists that you may have looked up to or liked their styles. I wonder if you might mention any of those individuals.
Yeah, there's a few that come to mind right off the bat. A really famous one is James Jean. I mean, he's huge. Everybody knows him. He did the Fables cover. He's done a lot of huge works that are, really popular, and I think everybody loves him. And then another one is Ruprecht von Kaufmann. He's a German painter who's just amazing. There's been a huge influence on the way I like to start painting figures and getting really imaginative with it. And then the last one is a woman named Nadia Khalid. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but she does like really personal portraits that are like larger than life, and they're just beautiful. So I'd recommend those if someone wants to check some really good figurative artists out.
That is why I asked you, Steve. And I really like getting the education and sharing it with others so they can also discover some of the people that you also were inspired by. You know what I mean? I like some of the classical artists, you know what I mean? You talk about the oil medium, Hieronymus Bosch is like my favorite, his triptych. But at any rate, tell me about the mediums that you like to work in. You mentioned oil, for example.
Yeah, so I've been painting in oil for only about a year and a half. So before that, I was doing acrylic, and then before that, watercolor, before that, ink. So it was a pretty, I would say, classic kind of exploration from the easier mediums, the more advanced mediums. So oil took me about, I'd say 8 months until I made anything I was even remotely proud of. And
yeah,
I've just fell in love with it ever since. So it's been really nice.
That's great, man. When I'm certainly, it's terrific when you can find your flow in a medium where you feel comfortable and you realize it has so much range and potential for you to improve and to become more dynamic as an artist. So that's really exciting. Now, are you working on anything currently, Steve, that is coming up?
Yeah, I'm working on a series, so you could see part of it right over here behind me, actually. But
nice.
I'm trying to put together about 8 pieces that I'm wanting to exhibit here in Phoenix sometime pretty soon. And I've got 3 left, but there's one on the easel I'm working on right now, and I can send you a photo of that if you want to.
That's beautiful, Steve. Man, I'm glad to hear that, you know, you're putting together your collection and getting prepared for an exhibition. And I hope you find your venue and the means for which to be able to get that established. But in the meantime, we will look for your progress coming up on the social media channels for Steve Allison that you can find below our interview today. And we'll also look forward to you coming up on FENIX360. Steve, thanks,
look
man.
forward to it too. Thank you.
Really appreciate you. You just keep creating your dynamite art, and we'll look forward to following you. All right.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet, buddy. See you on FENIX360.